Hey everyone, we have an amazing episode today. We're going to be making chicken quesadillas and Mexican style rice. And there's 3 reasons I love this recipe. First, it's super quick and easy, maybe 30 total minutes. 2, tastes great. We typically have leftovers, which I can eat the next day. And 3, and maybe most importantly, it allows me to repurpose 2 of the best recipes I have. The first is using leftover roast chicken for the quesadillas, and the second is using my homemade chicken stock for the rice. I'll definitely link both of those videos in the description. So as you can see, I've already begun rinsing off the starch from the jasmine rice. This method works great, and using a large strainer will actually make it go even faster than the small one I'm using. You'll normally need to rinse about 3 to 5 times before the water is no longer cloudy, so just keep on rinsing until it's clear. Once the water is clear, we can let the rice sit in the strainer until it's ready to use. That'll help get off any little bits of extra moisture. And our next part, since we'll be using homemade chicken stock, which is normally frozen, just gently warming it up on the stove under a medium heat. So we're using about 8 ounces today. Our final step in making the rice is using salsa. That gives it that traditional kind of Mexican restaurant taste, if you will. I'm using a generic brand here, but you could use anything that has more fruit, more spice, whatever you want. You will see me blending it. They don't do that in a Mexican restaurant. I'm using my magic bullet. I don't like anything chunky, so this step is definitely optional, more my personal preference. Next, we're going to heat a small pot on medium heat, melting half a tablespoon of butter and adding a bit of grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is a high smoke point, so it's great combined with butter for any dish. After the butter's melted, we're going to add the rice, stirring briefly, then adding our stock salsa mixture. Once that comes to a light boil, we're going to cover with the lid and reduce the heat to low. Give this about 10 or 12 minutes and then we'll come back and check. While the rice cooks, we're going to quickly grate our cheese. I'm not going to go on a cheese rant here, but buy the blocks of cheese and shred it yourself. Try not to buy the pre-shredded stuff. There's weird stuff in it, and it only takes a minute, as you see here. And a quick tip I'll share for shredding cheese is shred on the parchment instead of a paper plate, because the parchment will avoid it sticking and essentially melting into the plate. For the quesadillas we're making today, we're using our traditional Monterey Jack, which is typically used in Mexican cuisine, but I'm also adding American and Havarti cheese. The Jack, again, could be used by itself. The others I like simply because I just enjoy their flavor. And it's been about 12 minutes, so we're going to check the rice. I'd like to move it around, see a little bit of fond on the bottom there. That usually means we're done. I'm going to give it a quick taste just to make sure everything's good, and we're ready to go. We're almost ready for our quesadillas now, but we have to get our chicken brown first. So we're gonna have our leftover roast chicken. You're gonna see me put it in the pan, pretty high heat. I'm essentially just gonna keep turning and turning it until it gets a really nice char brown on as many sides as I can get. This is gonna make the chicken taste absolutely great. And because this chicken is kind of roasted and shredded, it's easy to do this. You could not do this with just the chicken breast that was raw. You could see all the brown pieces in the pan. To me, they look great. I want to eat one right now as I'm talking. So let's wrap this up and let's move on to the quesadilla itself. So we're heating a nonstick skillet. I use the same one I used for the chicken over medium-low heat. Once it's warm, we're adding our shell, the cheese, the chicken. Gotta add that homemade hot sauce. And we fold the top over like you see me here. I'm pressing down with my hand, and I definitely burned myself 3 or 4 times in this process. We're basically flipping until we see that beautiful browning on the top there. Nice melted cheese shot. And then just a quick kind of second quesadilla in case you missed anything. Chicken, cheese, other cheese, hot sauce. We fold over, we flip once or twice. This second one honestly took about 3 minutes. So once the pan's hot, you're good. And we're done. So now it's time to eat. Super crispy and delicious. So that's pretty much it, gang. I hope you enjoy. Really easy food to make, quick, fun, delicious. Hope to see you at the next video. Take care.